Great is his reward. This is Morgan McGee. I have some notes about A Marriage Story, a Netflix movie. The language is not safe for work, but there is a very interesting topic of divorce in it. And I think the church and people behind the pew should discuss this topic because it is a very real part of life now. In the 21st century and 20th century, for that matter, divorce is not going anywhere. Okay, so 30 years I've been at church and no one talks about divorce other than don't get a divorce, which is like don't get robbed or don't have don't shoot off fireworks near your eyes. Of course, there seems to be a greater emphasis on the trying to combat the gay lifestyle than the helping of prevention of divorce and the establishing of strong heterosexual relationships. If we grant every evil under the sun is true about the gay lifestyle, it would still not negate strong Christian marriages. There was plenty of happy Christian marriages in pagan lands. Okay, that's the first point. Second point, there seems to be a current inside of America and Western world that it's a man's fault if he chooses a woman who ends up having no character. Someone can talk about the red pill ideas and about hypergamy, but the responsibility of the entire marriage should not fall upon one partner, is what I'm trying to get out. In the day and age where a woman can divorce a man, which that had not been the case within the scripture nor within the law itself. Um, Point number three, divorce is here to stay. It's here to stay. It's horrible, and it's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. Point number four, $800 an hour lawyers, $500 an hour lawyers, $10,000 retainer fees, $25,000 retainer fees. Does anyone else have a problem with parents, grandparents mortgaging their house to pay for their child's parents' lawyer bills and retainer fees? Does anyone have a problem with that? These astronomical lawyer fees. In a system where there is no jury, it's pure by the judge making stuff up. And number five, I cannot prove this. Divorce lawyers are unregulated evil lizard people. They are worse than sex traffickers. We can get rid of sex traffickers. We still need divorce lawyers because people can't stay together. Number six, in divorce procedures, there's an airing out of dirty laundry. This is not good. There should be, within a marriage, that's the person you tell secrets to. That's the person that you're vulnerable around. Which goes to the seventh point. A woman who I love watched this movie with me. Now, in this movie, the woman, Nicole, played by Scarlett Johansson, did incredibly dishonest and underhanded things, being swayed by her dirtbag lawyer who was whispering in her ear. She had no malice and had done nothing to that point to hurt her husband up to that time. Then the snake of a lawyer seduced her into nearly ruining this man's life. That's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is that the woman seated next to me, who I love and respect, while watching the show with me, after I complained about this woman, gave me the advice that I should pick a woman with character. Let us put aside how many women with character there are in the world. A woman with character, any character at all, would not put her husband through this type of divorce. This is the opposite of character. This is an enormity of cruelty that you couldn't get away with doing to a stranger. Taking a child who loved you across multiple state lines after 8 years of commitment, and then in your mercy, in the woman's mercy, allowing him to retain an income that he risked everything for and that he uses to support himself and his employees, which was in the movie a big ask, which was a deal breaker. The man still loved that child. That's what he was fighting for. The woman took the child from his father, for days, for months, all of which he will never get back. And mercifully, she allowed him to keep his money. How on earth is one supposed to discover character in a person in a month or two or in 3 months? Women complain about commitment, and yet what is authentic in a 1 or 2 month sampling of a character, when, if by any stretch of the imagination, if any man knew that a woman was going to divorce him and take half his money, he would never have signed up for that. The man never beat her. He did sleep around. And under the law, he should be killed for that. But not this weird divorce servitude. All right? If we're going to apply the law across the board, as seems to be the case for men and not towards women, because that's what we're asking for in the age of the Me Too, that men act as Puritans, act as under the law, yet women have no restraint on their hypergamy or their seeking of their own satisfaction. Do not talk about character concerning the opposite gender, if that's the case. Concerning the discovery of a woman with character, I don't even know where you would find one of those. I mean, go to church, see a girl, the appropriate age, wearing a nice dress, looking at her Facebook page, seeing a Bible quote or two. Those do not inoculate a woman from divorcing you and scalping your money and ruining your life. I don't like that's a long drawn out process, like to discover the character of a woman, which if you fail in those months, you don't get those months back. Men are very susceptible to being harmed by women, particularly successful men, because successful men are typically obsessive men. It takes a bit of obsession to become successful. Obsession breeds loneliness. It is lonely at the top, and women can take advantage of this very easily. There are only religious arguments for getting married. There is no irreligious argument to become married. If I was not religious and I did not believe the Son of Man would return to judge all flesh for everything they have done, good and evil, and I had no apprehension of Eve, my Eve, the woman that set me on another course, I would treat every woman as a firearm, using them only in designated areas away from my house, because they are dangerous. And the court system has made them very dangerous. And no one is talking about this in the church. A perfectly beautiful refrain for this channel. Because this is the channel in which we talk about things that they don't talk about at church for some reason. This is Morgan McGee. Great is his reward. There's more and hope in stored. I don't want to get down on this too much. We need to recognize things and see things clearly, but we still have hope. There's still hope in this world. I know a lot of my brothers and sisters are going through divorce. I am sorry for you, friend. That's horrible. I'm sorry for that. Thank you for hearing me out, and if you support this channel, I have Bitcoin and Dash, and I have a book out on Amazon, Greatest is Reward. Nope, that's the channel. Prosperity versus Austerity Doctrine from Amazon. Pick that up. Thank you and God bless. Yes, I would have my son look at this story if he was 8 or 9, even though there's bad language in it. I'll fast forward through the sex scene. But we have to look at things in an honest manner, or we are doomed to get blown up by them. I mean, this is Chernobyl. This is Larry Nasser. This is something horrifying that if you put your head in the sand, it will totally destroy you. We have to look at divorce in the church, just not say don't get divorced. Well, that's fantastic. We have to come up with some type of standard of conduct, because as of right now, the relationship between men and women is horrible. We have a terrible relationship between men and women. Just think about how horrendous we have it right now. And this movie proves it. Or at least do something about these stupid lawyer fees. Morgan McGee, I didn't mean to get angry at the end, but it is. Greatest is reward. Please, Bitcoin and Dash, I take both. My book is on Amazon. Prosperity versus Austerity Doctrine. Thank you and God bless.